how has your approach to training, how has it evolved over the years as you've gotten older, keeping in mind like the incredible demands that some of these bike rides put on your mind and body?
I'd say the bigger, one of the bigger things that I need to pay attention to at almost 50 years old is recovery time. So I'm still able to perform at a very high level. The biggest reason I think that people have deterioration of performance is because they're not performing at the level that they want to in training. And that sounds like some sort of cryptic poem answer, but it's not. Take a very good look at what I said. They're not pushing themselves as fast in training. So if you're used to be able to do 400 watts for a 20-minute hill climb, then you need to be able to do 5x5 or 5x4 400 watts in training. You need to get good and on it. You need to push hard and have quality rest and keep the speed work, keep the power work, because that's the stuff that's hard to get. The endurance, I do one long ride a week, and wham, like, wow, that was amazing. My endurance is back. Well, it's just because I have all the capillaries and the mitochondria, and I don't need to train 30 hours a week. I need to do a very quality 15 hours a week or 10 hours a week even. And yeah, it does take a little longer to recover. And yeah, if I do a race last weekend and it's too hard, then this weekend I might struggle a little bit to be on top of it and recover. But if I am, really aware of that in my planning, I can excel. I mean, I can do some incredible performances. I did a local mountain. It's one of my favorite hill climbs. It's like 1,500 vertical feet, 400 plus watts for 25 minutes. And if you ever gotten on a stationary trainer and tried to crank out 200 watts, it's like, okay, you can see that is among my best performances, even at 30, even at 20. It's right up there. Not as good as my very, very best, but as good as some of my best ever seasons in my 30s. Like, I'm not kidding. Like, yeah, and I mean, the Monster Cross race, I won it in a sprint finish, against a young rider I coach who's a phenomenal sprinter, but it was like the correct savvy, not my best sprint ever, but perfectly applied at perfectly the right time at just, and I got the proxy finish to the bridge before the sprint. So it gave me like a little bit of a lead, coming off this really skinny bridge, and it was game over. Like, and you can have those moments, but you have to give yourself that chance. And if you let go of the rope and you gain the weight and you lose the cardio performance or that aerobic performance, it is twice as hard to get it back at this age. I had COVID in October.
Sure.
Finally. I didn't have COVID all throughout all this masking and COVID and vaccines and all this stuff. And I'm like, woohoo, it's done. And I got so sick. I was in bed like dying. I'm like, what is this? And sure enough, me and my wife had COVID, and I was like, wow, this is no joke. Terrible. I thought my lung function would never come back. Like, it was a month of just like wheezing and just kind of like, I don't know, riding at 70%. I mean, 75%. And I was like, this is my new level. I guess I'm done. Just done. But yeah, to be able to put a really good few performances this spring and, just to feel healthy, feel strong, be able to go out and, ride across mountains. Like, geez, I'm so glad I stuck with it. I'm so glad I stayed patient. And it's, and I'd say that ageless athlete mentality, it's not all about defiance. I mean, there's definitely elements of acceptance and kindness to yourself.